likes to know.
Oh my. We have no connections. Let's see if it jumps on. Good connection. All right. We are live. You ready, baby?
Yeah.
You ready? You got your Love and Beauty 444 Troll Patrol. You ready to rock and roll?
I am.
10-4, over and out.
Oh, here we are. That's good.
Yeah, right on. All right.
There. Look at
Here.
Pedro's here.
Should we slide over? Let's get you in the shot here.
Because they're chairs.
All right. Let's see where you're at. Are you in it? You're in it.
Good. We're a little delayed here.
Slide you over. All right. Look at all the people. Oh, it's showing everybody jumping in. This is good.
Yeah, that is good.
Oh, good. Ginger Ninja.
Anime Geek jumped in like 35 times.
Yeah, she did. She's making sure we get a whole bunch of Antonio.
Yeah.
I've never seen it do this before. This is new.
This is different.
Cool.
This is different.
This is going to get complicated if people are doing comments.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but it is doing a thing.
Yeah.
And it stopped doing the thing. Interesting as heck. I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, we're seeing like every action, but good to see you guys on here. All right, today, we have gone live in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
We're not very.
It's been a while.
I don't think we're very good at going live often.
We used to be, not so much anymore. Our schedule's kind of hectic.
Yeah.
But first, I just want to say, it gives you a little space to put your little, not little arm, but put your arm. Yeah. So, just want to say, we picked up about, a couple thousand followers in the last couple of days, which is exciting. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it.
I feel like we've been a little shadow banned on TikTok for quite some time.
We have.
We
actually called and he told us. He's like, "Yeah, you
guys are being shadow banned.
We slowed you down on purpose. You can pay us though, and we'll stop."
Yeah,
I said, "Fair enough." I see.
It's so irritating.
It's a business.
It's so irritating. So anyway, yeah. So here we are. We're still here.
Yeah. I wonder why this is doing that though.
I don't know.
That's a new thing, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen it do that before. It's an interesting setting that we have. This shows us every single like that's hit on here. Does. And it's blowing up the screen.
Yeah. So thank you. Welcome to everybody that's new with us, but also we see a lot of people that are usually with us every single live, like Ginger Ninja and Anime Geek, and I'm sure there's going to be more jumping on soon. But what is it that you do?
What do I do? So I'm psychologist turned coach. I work with people across the world with mindset. So I guess I'd be a mindset or a mental health coach. I'm hired across the entire globe to work with people, whether it be people who work with people. I've worked with everything from PhDs to doctorates to people who have written multiple books. And I've worked with companies across the world to help people through fighting the toughest battle in their life. And it's the mindset that we have, the way that we see things. And right now, society's push on mindset is highly negative and makes people get beat up by things like self-doubt, depression, anxiety, fear. There's a lot of things stacked against people to make it feel like the deck is stacked against you. And it's true in a lot of cases, but they don't know how to fight these things, and they are defeatable. And so I teach people how to do it.
You're damn good at it, too.
We're good at it. It keeps working. Shit keeps working. Every time we do it, it works for somebody. And so we keep doing it. Thus, we get on with this to make it so we can help more people. Now, if only I could defeat this microphone, we'll be good to go.
Every live, what we do is we take questions. Just like Ginger Ninja's like, I have a question and we want to hear from you. People throw their questions into the chat. My job is I keep track of those questions, and we do a pretty good job at getting to everybody's question. So if you see me writing or on my phone over here, it's just because I'm keeping track. Okay, I'm not like shopping on Amazon.
Do you need your glasses, baby girl?
Well, eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I can see you're doing the thing. You're doing the thing.
What? Doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, because the font's different tonight. Maybe not. Maybe it's my glasses. So anyway,
the font is normal when you put your glasses back on.
Okay, so you can ask your questions.
It goes right back to normal. You'll see. Trust me.
Yeah.
What? Come on, baby.
Okay, so anyway, that's what we do. Hopefully everyone understood that.
Yeah. Q&A, ask questions. Get your baby.
No one's even asking a question yet.
Okay, so FR Country 27 says PTSD kicks his ass every day. We can talk about PTSD, and then Ginger Ninja's typing right now. I can feel her.
Me too. I'm ready for it. I'm
going to tell Ginger Ninja doing
it. I can read the first question without my glasses.
You can do it.
I'm strengthening my eyes.
I'm excited. Okay, let's see what you got, baby. I'm excited. So Ginger Ninja, she's taking the challenge. Otherwise, I've got an entire time. There he is, Chris Miller. I've got an entire topic that I want to get into. One of the topics that came up in one of the groups with our guys is why don't we ask for help? And that's something I'm going to get into tonight. Some of the things that get in the way of asking for help and how we, in the Warriors way, show that there's a place you can go without blame, shame, judgment, and guilt.
Absolutely. And speaking of how, Ginger Ninja's question is, okay, so I'm a big, huge hearted person. My problem is I seem to have all takers. I need to stop. How?
So this is probably a combination of a few things. Now, you've probably run into this too, because there's a lot of people, especially on the heart side, that are big givers.
Yeah.
And ironically, naturally, most healthy men are also big givers. But there's a lot of people who find their value in helping other people. This is where they find their value. And odds are you're pretty damn good at it. So you're going to be helping as many people as possible, because the way that I feel valued is by being helpful. And so the more that I can help you with, the more I'll get love. Makes perfect sense. Except there's not really any boundaries around this. And the people who like to take are usually the ones who are going to be the neediest, which is going to be really tough, because you think that needy people are going to be the ones who will give you the most love. But it is not true.
No.
It is the opposite. You want a healthy person you can help, and they will give you a healthy appreciation with love. Yet, you're looking for the people who are drowning, and drowning people don't want to give appreciation.
Yep.
And they just keep taking and taking and taking. That's going to be really tough for you to be able to get the reciprocation or the reciprocity that you're looking for when you say, I have given you, so now I can receive appreciation or love or feel valued or needed. And they just keep going more, 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 until you feel completely depleted. And you're like, that's all I got. And they're like, that's it? More.
Yeah.
More. And they're like, can you give me something back? Give me something back here? And then it gets really, really tough, because they're not going to do that. They're like, why did I have to do that? Now, this goes into the experiment too, where it turns into that, there was an experiment done. Let me explain it. I don't remember the name of it, but it was one where they had like a mouse, and it falls under like gambling addiction. It falls under the way that it works. And both men and women, especially my type 2s, they fall into this one really, really hard. But everybody has fallen into this trap at some point. What they did is they had a button that it would be pushed on the wall, and a treat would come out. And the thing would go, oh, cool, hit the button, treat come out. Hit the button, treat come out. Oh, man, loving it. This is winning every time I hit the button. Hit the button, treat. Hit the button, treat. And then what they did is they made it so then it became less times you hit the button, less treat. Or the more times you hit the button, the treat doesn't always come out. So to hit the button, no treat. Hit the button, no treat. Hit the button, treat comes out. Yes!
Yeah.
Treat. So grab the treat. And you'd think that if there wasn't a treat every time, that maybe the thing would be like, it's not reliable. I'm going to not waste my time on this. The opposite thing happens. You hit the button and then make it like 10 times. Hit the button, nothing. Hit the button, nothing. Hit the button, but treat! Yes! And like the dopamine would shoot through the roof. Now it's like 10 hits per treat. Then they go to 20, and the thing becomes obsessed with the button, hitting the button all day long. Go, 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 go. No treats yet. Still going. Treat. Yes! Treats. And then they'll hit the button. I have seen people, men and women, who will hit the button 100, 200 times. And as soon as they're like, fuck this button, they're like, treat. And they're like, yes, finally. So maybe I'll get a thank you. All I needed was a treat. And they're like, there's your treat. Okay. And the people who are getting used to you just hitting the button for free and not having to do anything to facilitate or to be reciprocal in a relationship, and they can just keep taking until you're like, that's enough. They go, wait. I'll say, now I'll appreciate you. Now I'll appreciate you. Sorry. You know what? Hey, I appreciate you. Like, thank you. And then you'll hit another 200 times. And then a treat. 100 times. Treat. And it's like, geez. It's the opposite of love bombing. Love bombing is at the beginning to trap you. So this is a different thing. This is when, this breadcrumbs is probably more like it. This is more like we're just gonna tease you with the idea of love. But I'm gonna keep you in a freaking desert so that you can get a couple drops of water, and that'll make you feel like there's a chance for nourishment here. But it's a facade. And you've trained them that they don't have to do as much to keep receiving maximum effort. That's really, really tough.
She's saying it's not her husband, it's her friends and family.
And this is where the boundaries part gets really tough, especially for my type 2s, but also 4s. There's almost all of them 9s. Like, I'd say boundaries is pretty tough across the board, actually.
It is. Boundaries are tough.
And people don't have healthy boundaries.
They don't.
They don't know how to. And boundaries aren't, here's what you can and can't do. Boundaries are, if I don't receive anything back, I'm going to not keep giving to you. I'm going to take my love elsewhere to somebody who matches my values, matches what I need, understands love language or emotional intelligence. We can have a conversation. They want to give back. There is a reason that we're both in this that serves both of us. I want to grow with you, not just grow you.
Right.
That's a big one. And so that's what you'll start seeing happening is when people who are really good at giving oftentimes find people who don't understand reciprocity at all. And it turns into a one-sided love.
And then you end up becoming resentful towards the people that you used to love, whether it's your relationship, family, friends. Once you start to wake up from that, it's like, shit, why did I let that happen for so long? So Fat Bat says, I don't feel like I can trust other people. Why is this?
Probably because you choose not to trust them. It's the simplest thing. I think people get trust mixed up, just like respect. Like, Fat Bat, riddle me this one, bud. Do you believe that trust is earned? That's where I'm going to leave you there until you answer. Is trust earned, or do you just give it? That's my question for you. You said trust is earned. Okay, cool. Bat, I want to earn your trust. How many of what do I have to get for me to earn your trust? I do it. Like, just tell me what it is. Like, what unit of measurement and how many do I have to get? And then you can trust me. Just tell me what it is and I'll earn them all. How many what do I need? Yeah, it's credit, but credit of what? What credit? What currency am I using for trust? Just being honest. Well, that's, how do you measure it? Like, what unit? Because I have to earn it. And I want to. Like, I want to earn it. I'm ready. So how many of what do I have to earn? Because just be honest. Well, maybe some people are being honest and you just hate what they say. Is that not being honest? Like, or maybe they're being honest and you don't believe them because other people were shitty in your past. Are they still a liar because you don't believe them? And they're being honest. You just don't believe it. This is really tricky. People use this type of judgment system to say that they're the ones who are qualified to say who's good, who's bad. But they don't understand what the judgment system is that we're using to qualify whether you've earned trust or not. Trust is not something earned. Trust is a choice. And there are people that I trust, and there are people that I choose not to trust. That is it. And if you're with somebody, they don't have to earn it because there's nothing to earn. If there was, they would just start gathering whatever needs to be earned, like little nuts and like a squirrel setting up for winter. I'll just gather as many, whatever the currency is, no problem. But respect and trust, these are judgments that we create. These are belief systems that we make up the currency for, that's on a sliding scale based on where we are and what we've been through in our life to say whether you're qualified or not and who's more trustworthy or not. We make that up too. based on our experience.
Yeah.
It's a choice. Do I trust you or do I not? They don't have to earn anything. You either are going to do it or you're not going to do it. And there are people in your life that it's a more expensive tab than not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a decision that you have to make. And are you willing to go ahead and go through what it is if that person betrays? If that person does lie, are you able to give grace? Most people lie to protect themselves or protect other people. Most people lie for that. Are there Machiavellian types and are there people who will be liars for personal gain? Of course. But is that common? It's a lot less common than people protecting themselves from getting in trouble. So most people lie for a different reason.
Yeah. So Lego has a question. He says when she cries. First was a statement. So when she cries or gets upset, um, when he brings up an issue, I end up being the one comforting and apologizing. So why
Mm-hmm.
does this happen?
We know this one, baby. So here, let me ask something. Like, so when she cries, it gets what's it say, baby? It gets upset
When she cries or gets upset, she basically cries and gets upset when he brings up an issue. I end up being the one comforting and apologizing to her.
so if you have a problem, you're like, let's talk about it. Let's even if you're being cool, she just starts crying, and then you have to comfort her instead of actually address what's going on with you. Is that correct? It sure is not doing well. Maybe put it on this thing. Jackpot, baby. So that's
And
what's going on.
in
So
country, we're gonna get to your question.
yeah, and also yeah, country, the PTSD thing. I'll get to that in a little bit. And then yeah, we'll also that's the main topic tonight is why men don't talk about our struggles.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna definitely get to that tonight. So Lego, you're talking about like, all right, babe, I got a problem. I want to bring it to your attention. Let's you and I work on this. And if you start sharing the issue, she starts crying and maybe feeling I'm not good enough and nothing's ever right or whatever the reason. I don't know her thing. And then you're like, oh shoot, now you're feeling bad. I gotta take care of you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay? And does your stuff ever even get addressed? Every time. Every time this happens, which means do any of your needs ever get met? Or does she quickly go into tear mode and now you have to take care of her again and your needs go completely unmet? Not really. So that means we don't really have to talk about what you need, right?
It sounds like every time you try, it's met with taking care of her.
I got to cry, and if I cry, you take care of me. What an interesting dynamic. What an interesting dynamic. It could be manipulation or it could be lack of maturity.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be manipulation. It just could mean they don't have any of the tools for a relationship because
that's probably what it is.
to not be able to have a mature
Yeah.
conversation to go like, hey, let's talk about some of the things that
Yeah.
we can work on or we can grow through together, and then they just fall apart whenever a serious topic comes up. That's a little bit tough. So it may not be manipulation. It could just be they don't have the maturity to be able to handle that conversation.
Yeah.
Or it could be a lot of stuff from their past that they need to work with, which their healing is also their part. And if they're not willing to work on their own healing, somehow you have to pay the price for it, which falls more under if I had to categorize this, it sounds more like enabling, except you would enable her at the cost of yourself.
And sounds like kind of what that's happening. So Lego said it was so basic too. She forgot a planned date and he was upset.
Rightly so. If we had a date and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot all about it, but it was like our planned date. It was date night and I just forgot. That would be upsetting.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But it sounds like she cries because she also feels bad. I'm sure that's probably what it is. But then I think to your point, the maturity of how do we handle that conversation without turning it back onto being able to acknowledge the way that you're feeling when you're the one that's coming there first. Like, hey, listen, this kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm. Could be. It could be the phrasing too, and I guess that's one of those things I see is that Maddie's bringing up there are like we don't know what your approach is, so that's also fair. It could be like what the fuck, you know, which is obviously going to be different. She says you did this wrong, which is blame. You did this to me, again, making you feel guilty. Or instead of saying like I felt bad yesterday when this happened, which is a lot more of an observation. So, Maddie, it's a good point that you made. So, Lego, we also don't understand your approach. Um, Tone, attitude comes into play as well. It's true. A lot of times people listen
Mm-hmm.
more to how you say than what you say.
Absolutely.
And so these are all good. You guys are all making great points. Now, we are also trying to, all of us, which credit to you guys, fill in the gaps for what the fuck is happening because
We want
we
to be
don't
there,
know.
Lego, but we're not.
We're like, we don't know what's really happening here. So he says, I don't do that. She called me and telling me that I was upset because I was quiet. Okay. She could tell I was upset because he was quiet. So he's realized sharing means you melt down. So she can tell something's wrong, but he doesn't feel like he's got a partner that he can actually grow with or work with. So he's like, I just say nothing. And repression leads to expression. So at some point, this volcano explodes, and then you're a villain. You're a bad guy because you can't share it when it's small. And that means that you're the problem, even though she can't handle a mature conversation. This is a tough spot that you're going to be in. Now, let's take it a step back. If I were to say this is our relationship, and let's go ahead and trigger some of you and say it's me who cries every time she has a thing and I can't handle the conversation.
Yep.
What should she do? There's no effort on my part, by the way. I'm not trying to improve because I don't have to. Every time she's like, hey, babe, can we talk about something that we can work on together? Let's say she's super sweet about it. Let's say she does exactly this thing that Maddie says. I felt bad yesterday when this happened, and I just start falling apart. And there's not any effort for me to improve. I just start falling apart, and I don't need to because when I fall apart, she goes, never mind what I said. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are
Mm-hmm.
you okay? Are you all right? Are you okay? What should she do?
Yep.
What should she do in this dynamic? Now, this is a really difficult part because some of you are in this. Now, here's where I'm going to make sure I put extra emphasis. There is no initiative or willingness to change. I am not going to work on anything. I am not going to get help.
Yeah.
I am not going to change. I am getting rewarded for my behavior. Why would I change? She gives me back rubs and loves on me every time I can't deal with what she needs.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I change? Riddle me this. Riddle me this.
Yeah.
So there you go. That goes without saying. You can't fix it. You don't know it's broken. Oh, they don't care if it's broken. Even if they know it's broken, I get a treat. I get a treat every time she has an issue and I don't listen to it and I just start crying. I get rewarded. They had a really hard year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Sorry to hear
Tough.
that.
Tough, Maddie. So this is something that's tough one, Lego, because really what I would look at is there any reason or willingness for her to have to be able to have these conversations? And if the answer is no, you're going to enable and you're going to reward her for not being able to have an adult conversation for you two to actually be a healthy, growing couple.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're in it for. You guys are not going to move forward. There is no forward. There isn't one.
Mm-hmm.
You stay still and you volcano and you push down and suppress all your feelings, all your needs, all of the things that you're trying to work through, all of the parts that you would want a partner for. You go ahead and just push those down just push them real far down. And don't bring those up again, which means you start living a life of denial.
Yep.
You start pretending like there's nothing wrong.
Which I think gets into Country's question is why do we as men not talk about our struggles?
Why do we not talk about our struggles? We're going to get into it, guys. Get your notebooks ready. This also came up, so add to this conversation. This came up in my men's group. I asked my men the same thing. Why do we not ask for help? Why when we have to push it down? Why when we're going dark? Why when we're feeling isolated and alone? Why when we're hurting the most do we not ask for help? Chris Miller was there. He remembers. Nobody else cares about our struggles. This is one of the ones. Nobody cares. And Lego, do you feel like anybody really, really cares about your feelings? Because whenever they come out, it turns into her feelings. Who cares about your feelings? Fat bat, I have
Oh.
no one. No one cares about your feelings. Also, you
And
can book a call with me, by the way.
yeah.
Because I got Chris Miller knows we care about his feelings. I put my heart with that guy yesterday. We'll get to you, Ginger Ninja. You hold your horses there. Don't before you jump into making it all about women. Just hold on a second. I got your number, so you hold on. But for the most part, guys are like going to the doctor. Guys are like going to the doctor. We don't even share with friends. You don't share with anybody. You girls will bitch fest with each other all day long.
And then about each other.
And then about each other after that one leaves. Don't get me started with this one. But women will have their little social circles, or they'll post their stuff, or they'll do things. Guys do what Lego's doing, and they push it down. Push it down. I don't tell anybody. I don't talk to anybody. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Even you, at country, you're talking about combat vet. My combat vets have been going to therapy for 13, 15, 16, 20 years.
Yep.
Don't feel like they're even heard. Don't feel like anybody cares. They still just go through the motions. Somebody tells them, okay, let me hear what you're going through. And they feel like there's no connection. Nobody really cares. It's not their fault. It's part of the system. My veterans, I pulled them out of this shit, by the way. We'll get to the PTSD stuff in a second. When they're going dark, what gets in the way? Now, some people would initially say maybe it's pride. Could be ego. I don't need help. I can handle everything on my own. I don't need no help. Yeah, that's not true. Men have always worked together throughout all of history to build amazing and do amazing things. Every team makes sense. So maybe it's pride or ego, or maybe you can't rely on other people. Every time I ask for help, nobody ever sticks around. Nobody shows up. People are unreliable. So why should I ask for help, right? Let's see, rejection. If I ask and they say, I'm not going to help you, I'm not helping you. I can't, I'm not, you're not, no, I'm not doing nothing. Like every time I ask, people tell me no. I hate getting rejected. Screw that. Worse than just figuring out on my own, right? Some people don't do well with rejection. What about being betrayed? People who say, I promise you I'll be there.
Yep.
And then they're not
been
there.
Let down so many times. Yeah.
Can't be let down so many times, right?
Yep.
What about being abandoned?
Mm-hmm.
People just leave. Or the person you thought would always have your back didn't have your back when the going got tough. That's tough too.
Yeah.
People judge you. What are the judgments? You're weak.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bitch. You're soft. You're not helpful if you can't help yourself. You're not valuable. You're incompetent. You're not capable. You're not worthy to be a leader. If you need help from others, you must not be good enough leader for me to follow, so I can't follow you. You'll lose respect if you need to get help. Why would I ask for help when people will lose respect? Respect is too important to me. What about being a burden on other people? I don't want to be a burden.
Yeah.
I don't want to burden other people. I don't want to be a burden on them. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm not going to interrupt them. I don't know what they're going on. They've got enough stuff going on. I don't want to be a burden. What about vulnerability equals weakness? If I need help, it's because I'm weak, and I don't want to be perceived as weak. You know, what about the curses that come into us? Who are the people who say this stuff? Who are the people who tell you all of the things that I just said, or the people who did this? Is it parents? Is it your partners? Is it your fake friends, co-workers? Who are these people where you don't think anybody cares about you anyways? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe, I mean, Danny, you may not be asking society for help when you need help, but there's a societal push as far as men should do it on their own. You shouldn't need help.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're going to say women should do it on their own, we'll get there in a second, because there's this boss bitch thing that needs to go out the window. But as far as this goes, like, nope, the society is still women together. You can all do everything better. Listen, we'll get to that in a second. But first off, guys are saying you should do it all on your own. You shouldn't ask for help. And so guys will wait until they're in crisis before they'll even consider advice. This is important. This is like, I'm not going to the doctor until it's literally like, I think this may be the end.
Yeah.
You know, like if I would have gone at the beginning, it could have been preventative, but instead I sit here in the mess until it's like the end. In fact, Pat, you said the demons in my own head, that's who I kill. I'll show you. Like I said, Fat Bat, book a call with me, man.
So if anyone's looking to, really quick to book a call, the link's at the top. Just click on the bio and you can book a call. It's free to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So often it's me talking to me. I'm learning it's my ego. Maybe or maybe not. It might not be your ego. It may be a curse from one of these people. It may not be you, Sky. It may be dad.
Mm-hmm.
It may be your mom. It may be somebody who said you need to be strong or you're a pussy. You need to do it on your own. Cowboy up. Don't be a bitch. It may not be you. It may not be you. It could be a drill sergeant. Could be a coach. Could be an ex. It could be your current lover. May not be you.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be. So this is where we challenge those things. Now, here's the question. If these people are telling you they're not the ones, they won't be there, but they're going to judge you and shame you and guilt you and put you down and abandon you, betray you, reject you, tell you you're a burden. If these people are doing this, so you change your belief system that I can't ask for help, who did you change your system for? Who did you change I can't ask for help for? Is it the people who don't help already? Did you stop asking for help because some people are really, really shitty, so you won't even ask people who aren't? Did you change the fact that you feel unworthy for help based on the mindsets and the instability of people who aren't good? First call is free. Thanks, Chris. So when it comes to these things, who did you change for? The guilt is what stopped me. Guilt from who, country? Guilt from who? Whose guilt made it so you are no longer worthy of help? Whose guilt makes you feel like nobody cares? Somebody did that. Somebody put that shit in there. Who did that? That's real. That's some real, that's the curse. That's the demon in there. Somebody put that in there. Yeah. And now you think it's yours.
And I think too, it's not always that someone has to physically say those words, but someone can show that behavior.
Mm-hmm. So why did we change for them? What's up, beautiful? Why did we change for them? Yeah. What's the benefit in sacrificing our worth, our value, that we can actually be stronger as a team? We sacrificed all of these thoughts that we are worthy of help and we are not weak and pathetic if somebody gives me a hand up. Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, you know, serving overseas, that he has his own guilt for things he had to do over there. You deal with that a lot.
I do deal with that a lot. That's a different thing. So if we're talking tomorrow, is that fat? Is that fat?
No,
Bat?
Country.
Country. Book a call with me, man. Listen, I have pulled guys out of the nastiest shit.
So let me just say this. And do we push sales constantly on these lives? No, we don't. But we will say the purpose of doing these is to help as many people as we can. This is not to see how much money we can make. Believe me, we don't make enough. But this is what I will say. This guy, every single person that books a call with him, there's a couple of things that will happen. You either join the group, or he's going to give you a task to accomplish. And now we have more options than ever. Mm-hmm. So we really have a fit for everybody that wants help. We have a fit for every single person.
Yeah.
So that is great. But I'll be posting a video probably within the next week of a perfect example of a guy didn't have the money to join. Rick gave him a task. He reached back out to Rick yesterday and said, listen, I've been putting in the work and I've done and has done incredible things, got out of his comfort zone, has put in the work. And Rick's like, then you have a place. Let's go. And he said, you told me to get 70 of these in. I only have 50. So I'm going to call you when I get these 70 in, and then I'm going to join your group. Mm-hmm. And we'll be posting a video about this, but it's a young kid that said, I'm not going to, like, I want this so bad for myself. I'm going to take on the challenge that Rick gave him and improve my life. Mm-hmm. So that way I can be a part of this. It's fantastic. But there's so many people that book calls with him, and within 10 to 15 minutes, he will be able to identify something that's been holding you back your entire life. And he gives you the tools and how to accomplish it. Mm-hmm. When I say this guy's a freaking genius when it comes to this stuff, he is. Hands down. You don't trust me, book a call. It's free. Test him out. Test him out. It's fucking fantastic. So anyway.
Thank you, baby. Yeah, that's good. I'm very proud of him too. Well, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, fat bat. Here's another thing too. You don't have to be a vet to have PTSD because some of these people from the hood, tough areas, abusive homes, even abusive relationships, like can be females too. Females do a lot of damage these days, a lot of damage. And so it's not just it's not just only our vets. These things are there. And I help the women too. We have our women. We have one more spot left in our women's group.
Yeah. Angel and Christy said, yeah, he did that with me on the first call.
Yeah, that's true.
Consistent.
Angel's in. Angel's one of our guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's lovely. I'm really actually very excited with Angel. We're gonna get in soon with him. But yeah, like I'm very proud of Angel getting in. We went in hard first call.
Sure
I was in the car, driving and talking to him, and it was awesome. But yeah, he's gonna be a good warrior. I'm looking forward to going in with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, book a call and talk. Like I said, I have done more than my fair share of tithing. Let's just say I make sure that my men have a chance to succeed.
Absolutely.
So pretty awesome stuff. Um, yeah, but who did you change yourself for? Let's get back to it. Who did you change yourself for? Which of these people who aren't going to be there for you did you change your entire system for? Remember, you changed your belief system that you're worth asking for help from anybody because of people who won't be there anyway. Did you think about that? You changed yourself for people who won't be there, eliminating the chance for the people who will. Didn't notice? That's a real thing. That's a real thing. Take that in. I hope you write that down and think about it for a second. Your fake friends, the people who were in your life who weren't really your friends, you changed. I am worthy of helping. You got rid of that because of people who weren't worthy of changing for. I hope that hit you in the face because that's a heavy hit. You changed yourself for people who weren't worth changing for. And you started living that life. That's who you became. That's the stuff we get out of there. That thing that makes you unworthy needs to go because it's not true. But you need to be around people who you find will show up. And we built it. It didn't really exist. It's tough to find today. So we built it. It's a real place. Come have a call with me. I'll introduce you to the guys. Some of them are in here right now. Some of the girls are in here right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, book the call. It's free. Let's talk. Talk with any of you. It's a legit thing. Why do people not ask for help? Because people who don't help convinced them not to.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who did you change yourself for? And where are they? Change yourself for people who won't show up. It's intense. What a weird thought to change who you are for. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's my dude. Right, Angel? Any case, yeah, this PTSD talk, country book of call, man. I'll give you at least some tips on this one. There's a lot of things in there that are not correct. I also have connections with people who are experts with PTSD, and I can connect you with Dan Jarvis or some other guys who are like they're experts at being able to help, especially vets, break the PTSD cycle. So, country, like book the call. Like just click the link, go to my calendar. I put my calendar on there and just grab one of the times that you can. I made a bunch of times on Friday. I'm just taking calls for people. So grab one of my times and let's go ahead and talk, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll get it. I'll tell you about PTSD stuff. I had to beat it, and a lot of my guys had to beat it. And so we'll get into those conversations, and I have a lot of tools for you. Yeah. Fat Bat, looking forward to meeting you too. Let's talk, man. And tell me real stuff. No matter what, I got something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pretty excited about that. That's some big stuff
That's
right there.
good.
You got do we have any other questions? I saw some stuff going by. Did you have any questions that came up?
I don't think so. I think we got them all.
All right, good.
If not, put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're less exciting tonight. I was getting a little serious.
No, that was good. It was good. It needed to be said. Someone had the question,
Yeah.
and it definitely explains what it is that you do. It's a good example.
Yeah, so that's pretty crazy stuff right there. That's a real thing though. It's a real thing that people have gone through.
So true.
Changed you for what?
Yep.
All right. Oh my gosh. I got one for you. Wrote about this. I was talking about this yesterday. We can go for a little while on this. Nobody's got a question. I'll just start teaching on stuff. I'll just raise some awareness on things. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Some people here will get some value on it, and some people will have no idea what's going on. Let's scroll to somebody bouncing their butt or falling down.
Oh, but yeah. I can't.
So, in any case, thank you, Chris Miller. I'm a word wizard. All right. So, let's get into something. This is something that I call the recipe. It's very interesting how you see people going through social media right now, trying to listen to all these experts, and listen to the solutions. But the solutions are not the answers. The answers are not the solutions. Here's the answer. Here's the answer. You need to do this. You need to do that. You should do this. You should think like that. You should do this. But there's no steps to it.
Yeah.
It's just do that. And you're like, all right, cool. Yeah, I want it. I want the Lamborghini. I want the private jet. I want the chicks or the dudes, or I want all the stuff. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want the life. I want the money. I want the fame. I want the power. Yeah. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I just want it. You know, it's one of these crazy things. And let's just keep it real simple. I want the good relationship.
Yeah.
I want the good relationship, or I want to be able to have a business that's running well. I want a home, and I want to be left alone. Or maybe, you know what, really, let's be real. And Fat Bat, you're probably more like aiming low hanging fruit. You really want a home that feels like a home with someone who loves you. But you're like, that feels like I'm aiming too high. I want to be left alone because right now this means you're in a spot that hurts so much that just getting out of discomfort would be happiness, but it's not. This means you're a move away from pain person, which means you can't even conceive of putting pleasure into the dream. I just want to be out of the fire. That's all right now. I can't even think about being in bliss. I'm thinking about just being out of fire. And most people, and this is because of life, most of us are move away from pain types. Don't feel bad. I am too. Move away from pain. So when you start setting goals initially, it's going to be tough because the goal is just to not be hurting anymore, not feel unappreciated, not feel, and like, I guess just shit on, not feel like I just have to be in crap all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's as far as my goals are, is can I just not be uncomfortable in this mess anymore?
Yeah.
And that's as high as the goals go. And even worse is once you get there, once you hit that spot where I'm out of discomfort, isn't it easy to go take the foot off the gas, relax, and default slide right back into where you were before until you're like, ooh, hot again, and I need to get out again.
Yeah.
And that's the cycle, because you're not aiming for anything except for to get out of the pain. And once you're out of the pain, you're comfortable. And once you're comfortable, you stop. That's the curse of move away from pain.
Yeah. I guess most people oppose problems, not solutions. I agree with you. Or unrealistic solutions, like very generic solutions, like just get out there and do it.
Yeah, just be your best.
Yeah.
Live your best life.
Don't. Let me start on that.
What does that mean?
Yeah. So, yeah.
So I'm going to get into it. Let's talk about the recipes then. If there is a step-by-step, what do people do? Well, first off, people want help, right? So they go out and they seek the information. Could be online, could be with a coach, could be therapy, could be counselor, could be just watching YouTube videos. Who knows? Could be a movie. I don't know. But people can go find the answer. And let's say they find the answer. Let's say they find it. They find somebody. They find the answer, solution. They get advice from somebody who has the results they want. They have the happy marriage. They have the $1,000,000. They have whatever it is that you wanted, whatever your goal is. Somebody has it and they say, I'm willing to give you the formula. I'll give you the recipe. Now, some of you may be very, very good in some category. Could be work, for example. My work life is strong, but my relationship is suffering.
Mm-hmm.
At work, I'm a god, and at home, I'm a peasant. I don't know what the ratio is here. Let's call these pies. Let's say work is chicken pot pie, and you're great at chicken pot pie. You got it. That recipe is down. It's awesome. But relationships and love are apple pie. Those are two different pies completely. And you see people with apple pie and you're like, "Oh my god, they seem so happy. How are they doing it?" And you're looking at your apple pie and it's got like salt and pepper and it's got like potatoes and broccoli and it's got like a bunch of stuff. Well, your apple pie may have a fucking boot in it. Like there's all kinds of stuff in there. It's not supposed to be there. And it's like, well, I'm really good at pot pie, chicken pot pie, but I'm putting some of those into my apple pie so I can hope that some of the structure that I use from work works in my relationship. But it turns out it makes it a totally different thing and it's not working at all. It's this weird goulash mess of sweet and it's not as savory as it should be. And it's kind of not good. So what do? They love the idea of people's apple pie. I love it. That looks awesome. I want it. And someone's like, here's the recipe for apple pie.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, cool. So what do as soon as they get the recipe? They take into account what worked best in the past, what used to work for me. I'm going to do it better because I'm going to do it my way. And that's when they do start replacing the ingredients. Brown sugar, but I don't like brown sugar in my chicken pot pie. So I'm going to put salt and pepper. And you're like, whoa there, Turbo. You just changed the recipe. You're like, yeah, well, it just works over here. So I'm going to add some over here and this. All right, hold on now. Instead of apples, I got potatoes. You're like, but it's apple pie. I'm throwing potatoes in my apple pie. And you're like, but this is no longer apple pie. Yeah, it is. Following the recipe, I'm just making it better. Okay, cool. Now they have this pie. It's all mixed up. A whole bunch of stuff in there is not supposed to be there, mixed in with some stuff that's supposed to be there. And then they go, why did you mess up the pie?
Mm-hmm.
You messed it up. You made it wrong.
Mm-mm.
I listen. My recipe is good, and you know my work recipe is good. So if it's my work recipe is this good, you must have screwed up the pie. This doesn't taste good at all. It must be you. You need to change. You need to change it. You need to fix yourself. You.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they do. Start saying you. You. Don't worry about what I added from other stuff.
So true.
You need to change. You're like, damn. So then they start seeking perfection from other people. You need to be perfect. And if it's not working, you know what? I know what the problem is. Your recipe sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We actually got this figured out because my chicken pot pie kicks ass. But you know what? It's your recipe that's wrong. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find some new information. I'm going to go find a new mentor. I'm going to get advice from somebody else. Maybe somebody else has good apple pie because your apple pie sucks. And the people who have good apple pie are like, I think he put a boot in there. I think he left the fork in the pie. He just left it in there and just threw it in the oven. That's fucking crazy. Said our recipe is great. I don't know what you made though. Said my recipe is no good. Okay. And they'll blame their failing relationship on people who have good relationships because they did it their own way. Mm-hmm. Did their own way. And they're going to look for another recipe. Maybe that recipe. And even fucked up. They find the same recipe and they go, well, maybe this one's better. Mm-hmm. And then they do the same thing again and do it their own way again and wonder why their results aren't good because they love the idea of the results, but they don't like doing the actions to get them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you're right. It's deflection, but it's also living a life of denial. I'm denying that I'm doing something that I'm not, that's not part of the recipe.
Yep.
No, I did it right. Mine's good. I'm doing great, even though your recipe doesn't come out correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce number 4.
It's interesting who we listen to for advice.
You want to hear something more interesting?
Yeah.
When they're telling other people, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you know who they're giving advice to? Themselves.
Yeah.
It's their own advice they should be taking.
Absolutely. That's exactly my point.
Mm-hmm.
People take advice from people that don't have the results that they want. So, like, or people will give the advice but won't put in the work themselves. And people will listen to people that have that advice that don't get the results themselves. And so everybody's listening to everybody, but until you look to see, okay, if someone's teaching you how to organize their house and their house is a mess, maybe you shouldn't be taking advice from that person.
Yeah. I'll be running a millionaire class this week. I only make $30K a year.
Right.
But my millionaire class is going to be hot, hot, hot.
Yeah. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You don't take relationship advice from people that have a messed up relationship.
Yeah, I'm going through a divorce, but let me tell you what you should do. I don't know if
it is interesting.
If you had it right, you wouldn't be filing for divorce right now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is people aren't doing the work for the right recipe of what they're looking for, and they're wondering why they don't have the results they want.
Yeah.
It can be a default program, Angel. Most likely it's an aspect of part of their enemy within. They generally have a core piece for denial is going to be there, but default program can be there because the default program is going to be part of the identity that they operate under, with behaviors, with beliefs, with habits, with the stuff that people do on autopilot. Mm-hmm. And so, but a lot of times it's the masks that we wear, which has become our default program because we can't deal with the reality of how things are. And so we're in a war with what is. Yeah. Thus, we blame, shame, guilt, and put it on other people because it cannot be us. Yeah. I have built too good of a protection system here for it to be me. And if it is me, I don't want it to be me because it's you. Yeah. And let me tell you how it's you. Yeah, and so it's a combination curse on this one. There's a lot of pieces in there that all stack up to make it so. For real. That's it.
What were you going to say earlier about the boss? What were you going to say?
Boss. Oh, the boss bitches, boss babes. Oh my gosh, Ginger Ninja.
I don't know if she's still on.
I don't either. Maybe not.
Just say it again.
Just say your name and she appears?
Yeah. Ginger Ninja.
Ginger, it's like Beetlejuice. Ginger Ninja. Ginger Ninja. Ginger Ninja.
Yeah. I can't tell. But we're going to say about that.
All right, so we've been getting into this stuff. We had a conversation this morning. Christy, you weren't there this morning, but Randy was. So in our women's group this morning, we actually talked about this. We talked about some of the stuff that's going on. Danny, actually, I would like your opinion on this one. Danny, what is boss babe? What are the traits of? What is a boss babe or a boss bitch? You know, especially if you're watching Netflix or you're watching any of these new current shows where you see these badass independent women. Like, what are some of the traits that you see from them? Just out of curiosity. Any of you can answer, please. Like, any of you can say, oh yeah, fair enough. And just, Christy, you already know, just reach out if you need backup. I could do it on my, I don't need anyone. What other traits do we got? Are they nice? Are they compassionate? Are they kind, nurturing? Like, what kind of stuff do these boss babes do? What are they, obnoxious? That's a kind way to say it. What else you got, Danny? I was just watching Luther, and they got the new chick who's on there who's like,
what's Luther?
It's so far I got halfway through it. It's a little roughly written. I'm having a hard time. Entitled is a good one. Self-righteous. But it's like this lady who's the new like boss of the police station.
Oh, yeah.
And let's just say not one nice thing comes out of her face. Everything is rude, mean,
here's what's
cruel.
about this, and I know you're going a completely different topic, but I feel like I have to say
Are we
this.
segueing?
Being a boss babe, right, is implying that you're a boss, right? But everything we're seeing is it's portraying a boss as a bitch,
Or a
right?
dictator or a
Right.
cruel person.
But being a leader, a true boss, means that you put others before you put yourself in your line of work. That is what being a leader is. You look out for your people, you take care of your people, you're there for your people.
A real leader serves.
Real leaders serve.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go around just bossing everybody around. Then you are a manager. Like you could be a manager where you manage people, but you're not going to be a good one. Anyway, I just had to say that. Someone said obnoxious, so I was like, let me jump in on this.
Punch my fist. Heard you.
This really gets me aggravated. It really gets. Let me just.
I see you going.
It really gets me aggravated.
You get it there, Turbo.
I probably shouldn't do this tonight, but it does get me aggravated. Probably because I am a leader at my job, and I've seen really great leaders, and I've seen really not so great leaders, and there is a big disconnect. I see so many people treat other people poorly, and they wonder why they can't keep a team or their teams don't like. Well, this is why. If your team's not performing, that is a reflection of you as a leader.
Get them. You go get them, baby.
It's frustrating, especially as a woman. Like, if we're
cheering you on, baby, go get them.
You're my hype man. But if
that's my girl.
As a woman, if you are leading, you can lead with confidence, but you stop. It's so distracting.
I'm just cheering you on.
With confidence, and you can be direct, but you can be nice.
Be kind.
Like, be kind. Quit being an asshole to people that you work with. Stop doing that and stop judging everybody, because turns out you don't know the full story about anything that's happening. So quit assuming that you know the full story when you do not. Quit judging people and quit being an asshole. That's all I gotta say. That's all I had to say.
Mic drop.
Anyway, that was more for me, not for anybody else.
I think that was. You feel better though?
I do.
Good job. You did it.
It does. It grinds my gears because so many people are so mean.
Mm-hmm. So there's the caveat here. Okay, so Danny, I got two things here. In some of the boss bitches' defenses, they were let down by people they trusted. Everyone was.
I was too.
Everyone.
I've been in leadership, and I've worked for the same company for 22 years. I've been let down all the time.
A bajillion times.
I've failed a million times. It doesn't matter.
A pascallion.
It doesn't matter. The true point of being a leader is you get you back up, you get your people back on track, you motivate them, you encourage them, you inspire them to get back on the right path. You don't say, oh my gosh, like this sucks, or you guys sucked. You can't have a successful team that way. Their morale's gonna be down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm. And also, being a bitch, I don't follow them.
I don't either.
Strong leaders, strong people do not follow.
Let me tell you something, and I'm not saying this just to boast about myself.
I think I don't need to be here for this.
But
get
it. In my career, I've had multiple people say all the time, I work for you because you're kind. I work for you because I want to make you proud. That is the difference. That's when you feel like you're a good leader, is because people want to work for you because they respect you. They want to make you proud. They know that you're going to take care of them. They know that you care for them as a human being, not just a worker. So that is so important. And that's a big difference between being a leader and a boss.
Mm-hmm. You got more?
I don't think so.
Every time I talk, you're going more. So I'm just making sure.
This topic gets me hot. And it does, because I've been in leadership since I can remember, and I've grown so much as a leader throughout my life. And I've just seen some really awful leaders, and I've seen some really great ones. So,
and the best ones are the meanest.
No, they're not. And I will tell you, I don't respect people like that. I don't. I'll do what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
correctamundo. Corporate leaders, name tag leaders is what I call them. These are people who generally are promoted for some asshole reason, not for leadership. I've seen people promoted for being like tall, because they think people listen to tall people. but they are not leaders. They are not qualified. And I don't follow tall people because they're tall. I follow this.
Yeah. Here's what I will tell you, what has made me the most successful in my career is the amount of people I've been able to help promote, to move forward, to develop. That's what makes you a good leader.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about me being promoted. I don't care. I'm good with where I'm at. How do I get my people to where they want to be? That is my main priority. How do I get them to be successful? Even if they're like, you know what, I just want to be fine where I'm at. Okay, then you're going to be the best that you can be in the position that you're in. That's what leaders do. You don't just get promoted just because, and it happens often. Believe me, I know. You're saying I work at corporate and leaders don't lead in my experience. I also work in a corporate environment. I don't have that same experience now. I have really great leaders I work for, so I'm very lucky. But I have in the past, it's been a little rough. Um, but yeah, the point is you're a leader because you help develop your people and you want to make your team strong. Not because you it makes you look good. No, because you care about people and you want to see your people do well. And you do it with kindness and appreciation and love. You treat them like human beings. So
Or you can be mean as fuck and call yourself a boss babe.
mm-mm.
No, that's not it. You can just be mean to everybody, literally
No.
cruel to everyone, which people love to date and be with too, by the way. Definitely will not leave you completely isolated and alone because people are really interested in dating absolutely vile people. So good. I see you, Chris Miller. If baby, if you answer this question correctly, I swear to God, I'll give you a free wish. Anything you want. When he's saying Renegade versus Paragon, if you can name in any capacity where he got that from, I will rub your back for a full hour tonight. In fact, I'll give you a hint. On our PlayStation, on all of those blocks, the answer is one of them.
Yeah.
You have seen this
I know.
at least 50 times.
Oh no. Does it have a guy sitting on the front in black?
I'm not telling you any of what's on there, but you have seen the name of this multiple times. And we've had conversations about it.
What does it start with?
No.
First letter and I'll get it.
Absolutely
First
not.
letter, what does it start
Babe,
with?
that's not how this game works.
No, just give me the first letter and
That's
I'll get it.
Again, I'm telling you, it's not how it works. I'm putting a lot on the stakes here. Full 1 hour with a big, cheerful smile, deep tissue. I'm gonna get in that shit.
Never.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna go deep as hell.
No, you won't. It always leads to something else.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll have great intentions. Listen. Full hour. I'm gonna get right in the back. I'm gonna get right in the bottom back muscles. I'm gonna get right in the cheeks. I'm gonna get you, baby. If you get this answer right, I'll give you a solid hour.
I feel like I can see it. I feel like I
if you cheat, listen. If you cheat, this is like trivia. If you look, listen, you're about to forfeit.
I'm not
you're about to forfeit.
What it was?
You can't trivia look it up.
Yeah. What does it start with? What does it start with?
No.
I can see it.
No, you
I can
can't.
see the guy's on the front and he's wearing black.
Wrong.
And it's white in the background.
Not even close.
Tell me what. Okay, fine.
No.
What does it start with?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I appreciate the ladies too. I have no idea. Randy knows. What is it? What does it start with?
No.
Someone tell me what it starts with. Okay, fine. Bet. Okay, this is now bets off. What does it start with?
All right. M.
M. Is this a game?
It is. I'm actually super pumped that Chris Miller is like that was his reference. Rage quit.
What's the next letter?
Baby.
No.
You just want me to spell the whole thing? Listen.
2 letters.
Listen.
Two
every
letters.
letter takes 15 minutes off.
Okay.
All right, so we're 15 down. I'll take
M
another.
what?
A.
M-A.
Okay. We're at 30 minutes.
Maverick.
Now. Maverick.
Majesty.
Oh, magic. We're just saying random words.
What's the next letter?
You went through it in 2 weeks? That's crazy.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, so you read John. So
I got it before he even.
Shut up.
I honestly, I would have never guessed that. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're going to show me tonight because I have no idea.
We just talked. I can't believe you went through it in 2 weeks, dude. You must have just done that. Because like when I played the first 2 games, like I went through everything perfect. And don't get me started. Anyway. Yeah, damn it, Hoffman. So like Earl. Is that Earl? Earl. I'm about to go get you, bro. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Is it
Thanks, Randy.
Renegade or Paragon? Which choices did you make?
He'll still rub my back.
I'll still rub her back. There it is. Good old Lionheart. Good old Braveheart Lion. That's our Earl. He's too big of a softie. He would just throw right at you.
No.
Couldn't see a struggle.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll still rub your back. You're just not getting the full hour.
It never is anyway.
It's your fault for being so beautiful.
Oh my god.
Don't be so fine. Won't have these problems. But anyway, that's a lot of free time, man. That's you put in the work. That's a lot, man. I got a question for you, Chris Miller. You played the new updated one, right? I remember playing the first game, and it was rough and choppy, but I think they remastered the whole thing, right? Also, real talk, don't spoil it. Did they, bro? We got 11 people watching. Most of us are nerds. All right, babe, I'm a nerd for a second with my people.
Yeah,
okay?
Me too.
If you're a nerd, stay on.
I'm here.
There's only my people here so far.
I'm
so,
here.
I got so angry that the director change on the third game started off because in the first 2 games I had everybody alive. Everybody was alive. And all the alliances were solid. I was pro Cerberus. I'm going to be real with you. Pro Cerberus.
Me too.
No alliance. None of that stuff. Absolutely crap on alliance. 100% Cerberus. And then the very third game starts off with your full crew is dispersed. I'm now in an alliance place and I've been court-martialed. They still do that shit?
I liked it because I feel like the graphics were so much more updated than the last one. You too, Chris Miller? Yeah, same. Same here. They're greatly updated. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You too? That's just my take on it. It's so much better than the last one.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So they still do the same thing? Chris Miller, did they fix the ending? Because remember they had at the very beginning, they had the 3 different endings where it was just 3 different colors instead. And I know that the gaming community raised almost $200,000, first time ever in history, to fix the damn game.
So many mistakes that are made?
No, because it was the most epic game ever. And the ending was the biggest pile of trash in history.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen whatever the new rewrite is because I gave up on it. There's an option for the perfect ending now. What is it? Please tell me it's not just like it changes the color. Like, oh my God, I was so angry. I was so angry when I had to start killing like the little queen banshee things that were your old crew. I was so angry. And I was even more frustrated that like they had to start all over once the attack on Earth started. So dumb. Right? Thank you, baby. There you are.
I'll delete it off of there for you.
Oh.
Take the whole thing away. Fine. Right?
Rage quit. My Mercury rising. All right, Chris Miller though. Worth it or not worth it? The third game was probably the most disappointed. Listen, I grew up in an abusive home, and I would say that was one of the more traumatic experiences for me. That's it. That's the perfect ending. I swear, this director for part 3 should be put in a stranglehold. Not good. The first 2 games were so damn good.
I don't play.
Yeah, you know what? Makes sense, baby. I can see why you tried to save yourself the stress.
Yeah. That's why one thing we do at night, every night, pretty much.
We play a game.
We do.
All right. Here's a fun game for you guys, for just our warriors who are on here. What do you think the game that her and I will play together that she'll actually play?
Yes.
What do you think the game is that she'll actually play with me?
Actually.
Actually. What game do you think she'll actually play with your boy here? Ooh.
Yeah, what color lipstick am I wearing? That is a great question for you.
Oh, man.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you're wearing like
so many.
Boss bitch red. But nice boss bitch.
Yeah.
Classy and beautiful. Super nurturing, sweet, promotes her people. Bad motherfucker.
Oh, fucking fabulous.
Fucking fabulous. That's what I was just about to say. What does it start with? What does it start with? Starts with a fuh.
Shots fired. Yeah, so will his game be. Kidding.
You know what?
Twister. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actual. It's a PlayStation game, so we actually play.
Really, she doesn't play anything. Phil was on. He was saying an NPC.
That is funny, actually. That is funny. All right, so believe it or not, we play a lot of Tetris every night. Yeah, I wish. I wish, Smash. Listen, baby, you couldn't keep up with Smash Brothers as it is.
What game were we playing the other night? I did play with you for like a couple rounds.
So I downloaded the Dragon Ball Z,
that's what it was.
The fighters.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know anything about the game at all.
And
neither did she. And she was
a couple rounds. I really did.
She was fucking me up.
I sure did.
I didn't know anything. We were both just button mashing, and she kept winning.
You did. Yeah, Tetris is weirdly satisfying. We do. I always go for my personal best sometimes, and then we battle each other, and then we always end with me tossing the remote, saying, "I fucking hate this game." Every time.
Every night.
Every time. That's what I say.
And it's always her idea to play. And then like I'll be whooping her ass, and she's like, "Are you just trying to make me not play with you anymore?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't even go hard on you."
I do say that to him. Oh my gosh. But do you not want to have any friends?
Chris Miller says just give him the Hadouken. But she can't in Dragon Ball Z. It's the Kamehameha.
Right. And that's your character.
You got it, baby.
Yeah, I got it. That's not it.
Oh, Danny says, take me out on COD. You know what COD is?
Call of Duty.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Slap my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Baby. Final Flash, my guy. I see what you're doing. That was a Vegeta move. You're adorable. Actually, what was funny is I don't know how you were choosing your guys, but she was choosing Captain Ginyu, and she was choosing Cell and Android 16. I think it was just tall green guys. I don't know.
No, I liked
except
them
for Ginyu was purple.
when you threw the whatever you were throwing, it like was throwing bombs. That's what I liked.
Oh, that was you liked the first guy. That was Android 16.
That's Danny's like I'm a regular Nintendo person still. If I could find, and he's always told me you're never gonna play it, but if I could find a regular Nintendo,
she won't.
I would still play it.
No, you wouldn't.
I think it would be so fun.
100%.
Also to have my kids play it. I'm getting one.
They will not.
I'm getting one.
Babe, they have these phones.
Playing a Nintendo.
This is like buying a box of crayons. They're not gonna use them. They don't do them. They don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Does anyone ever play Adventure Island? I feel like I have to get this. I have to get it.
All right, listen, let's real talk here. There's a reason why it's called Nintendo Hard. Nintendo had no save points. People forget that if you die in a Nintendo game, you start at the very beginning of the whole game again.
Yeah.
So nowadays it's like, well, I remember playing a game called Blaster Master. We would play for hours on this game. Hours. And if you guys remember, there's no saves. So if it was bedtime, You left the Nintendo on, turned off the TV, and you prayed it was still there in the morning.
Did you know? Oh my gosh, they call it retro.
Mm-hmm.
I can get it for $46. It'll be here by
Listen,
Monday.
get it, baby. I'll tell you what, get it, and I bet you hardly ever play it.
620 in one game. But what games do you get?
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of games.
Does it say?
Listen, you're never gonna play this thing.
I think I might.
You're gonna play it 5 times at most for 20 minutes at the tops, and then you'll never touch it again.
You won't play with me?
I'll play with you just fine. It's gonna be in that back storage room, I promise. Keep the original box. Keep the box it comes in. Oh, really? Okay, the Switch lets you say it. Yeah, that's actually pretty badass. The Switch lets you do it, huh? That's cool. Listen, Chris Miller, not the worst idea.
What?
Live session of you playing it. It'd be like a 20-minute live.
I know there's Tetris on it. So when I, like years ago, it's probably 18 years ago, I had bought one and then I moved whatever and I don't know where it went. And I'm telling you, I used to play Tetris on that thing all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I would
you used to color with crayons a lot too. I haven't seen you do that.
It was colored pencils.
Mm-mm.
So also, here's something funny that we did do once. Has anyone seen the baking show Nailed It?
Mm-hmm.
So we did a Facebook Live. It was like a 2-hour live. It was both of us and then my youngest daughter. And we recreated a cake.
Oscar
the Grouch. It was so fun. It was a blast. I'm like, we should do that again.
Our judges were biased, though. They gave it to the kid.
Yeah.
Can't blame it.
And she is the baker. So, yeah. I'm going to make a Twitch account and I'm going to go on to Warriors Way Mindset Gaming. And it'll just be me playing old Nintendo. Can you do that?
You can.
That's what I'm going to do.
You can do that.
Follow me there.
Just wear a low-cut shirt. You'll be good to go.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, well, then we'll only have like a few followers.
Is that what girls do?
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know. That.
Or dress like a anime character or something, right?
I'm not doing that.
Wear like cat ears.
No, you are not a real person. No, I'm not doing that.
You're not gonna get a tail or something?
Stop.
Yeah, Danny says they do.
No.
Sour dragons, yep.
This is the problem. This is why people think they're cats now. They identify as cats.
Meow.
You have to show off your personality. I'll be like, none. Just kidding. I'll be like, boss bitch.
Yeah, right. Your personality on this. Your personality is gonna be like, fuck this game.
I'll just wear shirts with swear words. That'll be me. I'll be like, she is so angry. She actually needs that program. That's what I'll say. I'm not gonna be just. Oh, what did he say? Fat Pat. What did he say?
He booked a call. I'll get to talk to him soon.
Nice. Personality. Yeah, that's my shirt will say personality.
That's funny. All right, you order your Nintendo. Let's get to bed. I got a back to rub.
You're still doing that?
Not for an hour. All right, so I don't mind loving on you. Actually, it makes me happy to love on you. So in any case, I like those Hey Babe video guys. You guys, thanks, Angel. I can't wait to make some. We just kick some ass together videos because that's what you and I are going to be making. So in any case, book a call with us if you want to actually work on some hardcore shit. Thanks for nerding because everybody else left, and so it's just my awesome nerd warriors here, and so it's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys. So it's always cool. It's good to meet some of you guys. Good to hang out. But I think it's time for bed. You ready for bed?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Have a good night, Warriors, and we shall see you guys later.
Bye.
I'm hitting it.